What could be more satisfying than watching the MC of an anime you've grown an attachment to decimate all the enemies in his wake without breaking a sweat? Today, we'll be talking about the top 10 anime where the MC is an overpowered prodigy. So, before we start, just remember to like and subscribe to the video and hit that bell icon to be notified of all our new content.
サビになれると思うなよ。
10. Scared Rider Zex. Power Rangers are at it again, trying to save the world. I mean, the Rider Zex group. First things first, though. This anime series is based off an 𝐜𝐴ToMe game being a reverse harem. Kinda makes that part self-explanatory, though. Rider Zex consist of 6 friends that also share a band together and are more like brothers to one another. They live in the blue world, while the monsters they fight and protect the world from on a daily basis live in the red world. Their job is to protect and fend off those waves of enemies at all costs in order to protect humanity. But I wonder, for just how long can they keep going on the defensive, and when they actually might go on the offensive for a change? The anime has decent storytelling, and not half bad animations if I say so myself. It is quite enjoyable to watch on a weekend, and though it's an 𝐜𝐴ToMe, the romantic aspect doesn't overshadow the plot of the series in the slightest. 9. 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 no Blacksmith. Sometimes all a girl needs to become a strong swordsman is a good teacher to guide her. Oh, and a magical maiden that transforms into a wind element sword. No biggie, right? Well, 𝐒𝐶𝐶, being the main character, gets rescued by the sacred blacksmith Ainsworth after her sword was broken by an enraged swordsman. This scene was something I didn't expect, but it stands to show Ainsworth's strength and skill in smithing. Using his katana, he cleanly sliced the sword of his enemy and beat him into retreating. 𝐒𝐶𝐶 later on is taken under his wing and picks up the training real fast, becoming a force to be reckoned with herself. Still leagues away from reaching her master, though. The anime is 12 episodes long, fun to enjoy on a weekend with some snacks and drinks to pass the time. The art style is nice as well, and the relation between teacher and student is heartwarming. Sometimes this anime may catch you off guard and activate the waterworks even. Overall, it's a fun series to watch. Not the best, but still fun. 8. Cheating Craft. When it comes to an anime about cheating in tests, the last thing you would expect to see is freaking Sharknadoes and pencil guns. Like, seriously, the creator of this anime is either one of two: a fucking genius or a total idiot to create this anime. The show practically has everything in it, like everything. I mean, who the hell came up with the idea of a paper whip or shipping students onto an airplane carrier, launching them off it like some rocket? Imagination peaks in this anime. And what is hilarious about it is the over-the-top, mind-blowing methods they use to cheat. The show premise is simple, silly even. All you have to do is cheat in your test, that's it. But the execution and the pure sheer imagination put into the series makes it worth watching. 7. Classroom Crisis. Being an OP prodigy doesn't require you to be an unbeatable Chad swordsman or an overpowered superhuman. Sometimes all it takes is for someone to be crazy smart with wisdom beyond his years. In such a case, Kiryu Nagisa and Sarah Kaito fit the bill perfectly, with one being a newly appointed chief of A-Tech and the younger brother of the corporation's CEO, and the other being the prominent genius engineer Prodigy. The battles they engage in are battles of logic and intricate planning, with a lot of thought put into them, as well as numerous traps waiting to be triggered. The anime might start off slow-paced, but trust me, it's more than worth the wait, as more of the plot is revealed and the anime starts to concentrate on the bigger picture a lot more. Schemes and underlying ambitions will be revealed, as well as gut-wrenching, totally and unanticipated plot twists. All I can say is that this anime has a lot of genius and fully capable individuals, and it is the more satisfying to watch them put that intellect into work. 6. Machine doll wa 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥. Puppeteers are people able to use automatons to fight for them in their battles. 𝐼𝐻𝐻, the MC, is the user of 𝐼𝐼𝐼, the humanoid automaton. She looks like a young girl in a traditional Japanese dress, and at first glance, she seems human, like everyone else. 𝐼𝐻𝐻, with his goal to become Wiseman, the strongest puppeteer there is, transfers to a foreign school only to score the second lowest score in the whole academy, proving once and for all how much of a dumbass he is. To solidify the fact that he is an airhead and a fool, he challenges the rank 13 second-year student, the one most feared by everyone in the school, Tyrant Rex. However, as they get ambushed by other puppeteers, he proves that he's no pushover in combat and that he can handle his own in a serious fight. He even surprised everyone by fighting himself rather than only providing mana for his automaton as customary. On that day, he proved his power and strength in front of the whole school. and that carried on over the whole series, not giving up and not relenting to his opponents. Oh, and in case you didn't notice yet, this anime has heavy ecchi in it, so be careful where and when you watch it. 5. 𝐜𝐚𝐧𝐬𝐭 Gakuen 35 Shiken Shotai. In a world of magic, the need will arise for someone to guard the society. Thus, the anti-magic force came into existence, with its enforcers called the Inquisitors. The premise is pretty straightforward. You use magic for evil, they kick your ass, kind of deal. However, the platoon we're talking about here is the 35th platoon, the worst of the bunch, including all the useless Inquisitors. And in like every harem, the MC has to be badass and strong for the girls to fall for him. In such an advanced age with magic mechas and guns, what better could spell badass than having a sword as your weapon of choice? Takeru Kusanagi is the leader of his group of misfits, fights side by side with his friends, facing all their enemies head on, without backing down. The anime is based on a visual novel and is made of 12 episodes, so it's a nice anime to enjoy and watch in the free time you got on your hands. 4. Rakudai Kishi no Cavalry. Ikki Kurogane, the sole F-blazer in the prestigious Hagun Academy, is the most disgraceful student there, considered to be the weakest one in the failure. That is because power there is assessed according to how flashy their abilities are. Ikki, though, finds himself at the short end of the stick, having mediocre abilities at best. However, one thing he is good at, it's being resilient and never giving up to adversity. He works the hardest out of everyone to strengthen his abilities, which bore fruit eventually giving him his ace card Itoshura, a powerful skill that boosts all his abilities for a few minutes. But the backlash is almost instant and painful as hell. When it comes to this skill, it's all about the timing and when to use it. Overall, Ikki might not have the flashiest of abilities, but when it comes to his swordplay, he's an unbeatable swordsman with his unbreakable defense abilities. Thanks to that, no one can attack him in close quarters. This show is clearly a harem, but it's a harem done right. True, there's some cliches in it and whatnot, but it does a great job in not letting the harem be the more dominant aspect of the show. 3. Charlotte. I don't really think you can get stronger than Yu Otasaka. A normal student at first discovers he has the skill to steal the abilities of other users and taking them for his own use. An ability like this is nothing less than utterly unfair. Like, just imagine going into a boss fight all geared up and complete items, only to discover that the boss will take all that and use it against you. If this doesn't spell unfair well, I don't fucking know what does. Yu goes around the world, taking all the abilities of other users for his own, becoming the only power user in the world. The anime was so much more fun than I could give it credit. I binged it in one sitting. My enjoyment was limitless, whether it was the animation or the story. I was entranced with the series and couldn't stop watching it until the last scene. 2. 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐻𝐵𝐭. This show is so much close in its concept to X-Men it can practically be its long-lost child. As the MC displays the powers he possesses and the hidden potential he got, you actually realize how powerful the espers are and how much of a threat they can pose, causing them to be hunted down and persecuted by multiple governments. The MC, being an anti-hero type, is prepared to do whatever it takes to protect his fellow espers from persecution. With some other friends and companions, he forms Pandra, an organization meant to protect espers and save them from humanity. The main driving force of this series is the fear the governments harbor towards the unexplored potential of the espers, especially the MC, since he practically is the strongest one of them. The animation of the series is amazing, and the powers of the MC are numerous. Did I say Yu from Charlotte was broken? Well, I take it back. This MC can low-key run circles around Yu while he stands powerless, unable to do a thing. He can float and fly, manipulate matter, create reality marbles when releasing his powers, and he has telekinetic powers, including a handful of abilities. He's the strongest esper and not someone you can challenge lightly, and the humans learned that the hard way after sending an army up against him only to have it decimated in seconds. Point is, this guy is the real deal. Don't mess with his beloved espers and his family, and you might just survive. 1. The God of High School. Mori Jin is the wielder of the Taekwondo fighting style, taught to him by his grandfather, a renowned martial artist, feared by all who know his name. In a tournament to decide the strongest, it only makes sense that Mori Jin, the person with 0 losses on his record, would join in. In this tournament, he gets to meet a lot of strong and powerful fighters, capable of doing inhuman feats using their unique borrowed GP. GP, here for those who don't know, stands for God Power, and the higher your GP, the stronger the person. However, what no one knew about Mori, including himself, is that he is the one and only Monkey King Sun Wukong, the slayer of the gods and the mightiest of the demons, one who single-handedly stormed the high heavens and fought their whole army. Though he eventually lost, he was known for his rebellious and mischievous behavior, as well as his plethora of abilities. Stating a few, there's his trusty weapon that only he can control, the magical pillar, 𝐜𝐴𝐸𝐵, his powerful and convenient storm cloud, 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬𝐿, and his gourd, which he was once able to seal a whole country population in safely hiding them. If that wasn't impressive enough, there's also the fact that he fought thousands of gods and held his own against them all, simultaneously decapitating one after another, and in the end faced off against Satan and his 250 million copies. He won, by the way. So, in case you aren't up to date with the manhwa, I'm just going to say one last thing to blow your minds to Mars and back. Remember all those feats we mentioned earlier? Well, the current Jin is 1,000,000 times stronger than when he did all those. And with that, we conclude our video for today. I want you to smash that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe, press that bell icon to keep you notified of all our new videos. Also, comment down below on the anime you like the most on this list, and if you're planning to watch any of them. And if you have any suggestions, place them in the comments as well. Until next time, see ya.